What's crackin' Eggheads? This is Ashleigh Bonner, founder of the indie educational video game studio Electric Egghead, and I am participating in Thomas Brush's Start a Game Studio in 12 Months challenge. I'm on the 5th month, and I am going to be continuing to learn code, even though I learned during the 4th month. During the challenge, you're supposed to change what you're doing every month, but I'm learning so much code and I'm enjoying it so much that I'm doing it for another month. So, it's the 5th month and day 1, and I am learning C++. If you want to join in on the fun and meet other devs, you can join the hashtag 12 months game studio or go to the Discord link. So, it is February, and so I'm going to say Happy Black History Month. I will be adding a short little description of some black historical figures who have made a difference for the black community, and also some little snippets of African people who have also made a difference in our history. So today, February 1st, I'm going to start with a little known woman who began the movement towards integration of the buses. And her name is Claudette Colvin. Again, she's a little known person, a little known woman in the Black History movement. She was born September 5th, 1939, and on March 2nd, 1955, a full 9 months before Rosa Parks' famous arrest, Claudette Colvin was dragged from a Montgomery bus by 2 police officers. She was arrested and taken to an adult jail. Now, Claudette was not an adult. She was just 15 years old. 15, just a child. And she was the first person to be arrested for defying bus segregation in Montgomery. Now, it's been a little, it's been a bit overtaken, not to undercut Rosa Parks' struggle, of course not. But Claudette Colvin was actually the first person to be arrested by fighting against segregation on buses. And mind you, she's just 15. So her movement, her arrest led to, helped Rosa Parks also fight bus segregation, and it led to the bus boycott and Supreme Court that ended segregation on buses. So Claudette Colvin is the first person I'm going to be giving you her history for Black History Month. I hope you enjoyed these little snippets. I enjoyed giving them to you. And this bio is via the Atlanta Black Star. All right, thank you so much for this little, for watching me and watching my channel, subscribing, like, comment, and I will be giving you more of Black History Month and also of African History Month. African history. Alright, so let's get started with these C++ videos. Awesome. I'm going to navigate over to my Visual Studio 2019. Alright, so this will be just a short little video around about 15 minutes. Each video will start with my little Black History Month snippet, and then I will continue on with the rest of the video. So, I am working on a 2-dimensional array. But before I get started, let me just do a little bit more. The music you're hearing is by David Fesliyan at fesliyanstudios.com. That's FESLIYAN studios.com. Donate. He does music. He also does sound effects. And also I'm watching Mike Dane's 4-hour YouTube tutorial, and he is the founder of Giraffe Academy. Okay, so now with all that said and done, let me continue and make some more code. Okay, let's see. What else are we learning? What are we learning today? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so okay. So you can make a larger, you can make 3, 4, 5, or 6-dimensional arrays, and they work pretty similar to the 2-dimensional array. And it gets more complex according to Mike. So you'll have to, you know, do a couple more things. I am not going to make these arrays that have all of these more complex arrays, and so I'm just going to continue with the tutorial, which I'm watching on my phone. Again, like, comment, subscribe, leave comments, suggestions on how I can make these videos better. Future videos will also have indie dev shoutouts, and it'll also have quizzes, quick little quizzes for your entertainment. But that is not for today, and maybe not for this month while I'm doing the Black History thing. I'm going to just prioritize that over those other elements. So let's keep going. Alright, so now we're getting into nested for loops, which is a for loop within a for loop. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a nested for loop to print out all of the elements within our number grid, which is a 3 by 2 number grid. That's three rows by 2 columns. And so we're going to do that. And this right here, this 0, what I printed out, prints this 2. This is in row 0, position 1. So it's position 0 and then position 1. Alright. Cool, so let's see how to do that, because I don't really know. Okay, so I'm going to just print that out, and now I'll do this nested for loop. So for okay. Sorry. These are arrays. These are actually arrays. These numbers within these curly braces are actually 3 arrays within the larger array. Okay, so this I less than 3 in the for loop is going to loop through all 3 of these arrays and print them out. All right, cool. Okay, yes. Alright, so just this one little for loop right here, according to Mike, is responsible for iterating through or looping through these 3 elements, which are also arrays. These are elements, these are arrays, but these are arrays, but they're elements within this larger array. So this is responsible just for looping through these 3. Okay. This is so cool. Mm. Okay, so if I push F5 to start with debugging, this is what's gonna happen. Alright, so what it did was it printed the two. Actually, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of it. I'm gonna just comment this out with the 2 forward slashes. So the compiler will skip this code for right now. Alright, so that way you'll only see this printing out the actual number grid. New line, print entire multi-dim array. Okay, and I'll do a new line here too. Alright, so when I push F5, this is going to print the entire array. But how does it do that? I'll tell you in a second. So, it has print entire, oh, alright, I forgot it does that. Just a minute, let me just go back. I don't want to do this actually. Okay, save and F5. Okay, so what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how do we even do that? Now, it was those nested for loops, they did it for us. So the first one, the one with the I, and the I and the J are common variables when you're talking about for loops. People just use a simple little letter to do this. So what happens is this first part, the for int I equals 0 and I is less than 3, and then increment the I plus plus or I plus 1. This loops through each of these arrays. So it loops through this array and then that array and then that array. It loops 3 times because we have 3 elements which are also arrays within this larger array, the number grid array. Then what we want to do is, and then it increments, it adds 1 to I every time, so it goes to the next element, and then after that the next element. So this first for loop is responsible for just looping through the actual arrays, the elements, these larger elements. And then this second array, the nested, the one within this array with the J, loops only twice because it's looping through the columns. So after we've looped through each of the rows, we then want to loop through each of the columns. See, like that. And then we get 1, 2, and then we get 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. The J is responsible for looping through each of the actual different separate elements within these elements within these arrays. So that's what the J loop is responsible for. And then we just say, oh, see out number grid I, and then see out J. So at first it prints out the 1, and then the 2, and then the 3, and the 4, and the 5, and the 6. All right, so that's how that works. It's pretty cool. And then we finish it off by printing out a new line. So we get a space after each, like the 1 and then the 2 is printed, and then a space. And then the next line, 3, 4, next line, 5, 6. So that's basically how to do a nested for loop when you have a 2-dimensional array. All right, I am going to go ahead and get off right now, head to my job, and I will be back later, tomorrow actually, with another Black History figure, or either an African figure. And by, of course, Black History, I mean like a Black American. And so get ready for that. Get ready to learn some more things about Black History. Get ready to learn some more things about C++. And um, you are awesome. You can also learn a little bit of sign language because I'm conversational. All right, so um, I'll upload this code to my GitHub, and then I will see you tomorrow. You're awesome, so awesome, and I am happy to just show you anything that I know. Not anything related to programming. All right, cool. So let me upload this, and okay. So I will just leave myself a note. Added a nested for loop to iterate through the number grid to dim array. Then I always leave myself a note, working code, and commit changes. Alright, so now my code is up on GitHub. I can keep it versioned. I can do version control. I can go back to code that doesn't work or does work and fix it. Even though this is a smaller file, it's not an actual like project. So I'm actually fixing the code as I go. But I'm keeping a record of any error messages, things like that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for reading about Claudette Colvin and hearing about her story and about our story and our triumphs and any issues that we have in our community. So anyway, thank you for watching. This is Ashleigh Bonner, founder of Electric Egghead. Later.